Hey everyone, it's Andrew from Curse here. Today we'll be taking a look at the Alienware Steam Machine. Now I know quite a few people aren't exactly sure what this can do and what they can expect, so today what we're going to do is we're going to clear all of those things up. The Alienware Steam Machine comes in a number of different specifications. Starting at $449.99, it is equipped with an i3 processor, 4 GB of memory, and a 500 GB hard drive. Next is the model that we reviewed, which is going to run you $549.99. You get the same i3 processor, but you'll get 8 GB of memory and a 1 TB hard drive. At $649.99, you get an i5 processor, 8 GB of memory, and a 1 TB hard drive. And then at the top of the line, there is a $749.99 model. You'll get the same base as the previous two, but you'll get the upgraded i7 processor. Each of the available machines are equipped with a custom NVIDIA GPU with 2 GB of onboard memory. There isn't any specific class number for the GPU since it's custom, but it's similar in performance to the NVIDIA 860M class card. All of this is packed into a very small shell that is less than 8 inches deep and wide, and it's just a little bit over 2 inches tall. The whole thing comes in weighing at just 4 pounds. It's very, very small. On the front, you will find 2 USB 2.0 ports, and on the back, you will find 2 USB 3.0 ports, an Ethernet port, optical audio out, HDMI in and out, and a 130 watt power cord port. And then on the bottom, underneath the little flap, you will find one more USB 2.0 port that hides the dongle for the Steam controller, which you can actually plug 4 controllers into one dongle port. So if you want extra controllers, it all works on the same port. Now I know some people might be a little confused about where the Steam Machine fits in their gaming setup. The Alienware Steam Machine is not meant to replace your PC. It's not for that. It's not priced or spec'd out to do that. Graphically, its configuration places it as a mid-tier gaming device, very similar in comparison to an Xbox One or a PS4, and actually has some advantages over those in some ways. One advantage that the Steam Machine does have is the ability to play any game natively at 1080p. When it comes to graphical quality, the device will play modern AAA titles on medium settings, but you have control over the graphics, so you can tweak them to your liking. Apart from a resolution advantage, there are quite a few other traits it has that I find important. The Steam library is quite large, so in theory there are more titles to play. Also, there will never be backwards compatibility issues, so your games will always work on future machines. There is also the Steam controller, which is bundled with all Alienware Steam machines. As we know, the Steam controller has the capability of playing PC games that most would consider impossible without a keyboard and mouse. Since the controller has 2 haptic feedback pads and every button is fully customizable, you can set it up to play any game you want, any way you want. One thing to note is that the controller has a very distinct feel and it feels brand new. I found that getting used to it took 3 to 4 days before getting comfortable with its layout and its feel. But even a month later using this, I don't feel comfortable using it for first-person shooters still. So I've been plugging in an Xbox 360 controller as a means to use at the time. As for right now, you can only use a Steam controller and an Xbox 360 controller that are capable with the device. One other feature that Steam users can take better advantage of is the ability to play multiplayer games locally. In the past, that wasn't really possible, as sitting at a desk with a single keyboard found that very challenging. So if you are a fan of hosting parties and playing games with your friends all on one big screen, this really could work quite great for you. Finally, one other area the Steam Machine excels at is creating another gaming space for your family. For example, if you have one PC in your house for gaming and 2 people want to play different games, you can now have them play on the PC and the other one can play in a different room on the Steam Machine. It keeps everybody happy. Now, the Alienware Steam Machine, and all Steam machines for that matter, run on Linux, and that means it currently limits the amount of Steam titles that it can run on the platform. For example, out of the 120 games I have on Steam, only around half are Linux compatible. Now that the machines are out and Linux support is climbing, more games are being added to the list of compatibility. In comparison, about 1,500 Steam titles are Linux compatible, while Windows-based titles are over 5,000. If that sounds worrisome, there are a few ways around this. The Alienware Steam Machine will allow you to stream titles from your PC directly to the device as a way to play. I did this at my house for a few different titles. As long as your home network speeds are fast enough, this is a nice option to have for some games that are not compatible. There can be a couple downsides to this streaming across though. For example, if a game requires very precise and reactive commands, even slight delay can make it hard to play. I found this to be true while playing Dirt Rally. I thought I would find this to be a problem on FPS titles as well, but I played a few different ones and it felt silky smooth as I played and worked out fine. Other small downsides to streaming across the device means that your computer playing the game will be busy playing that game and no one else will be able to use it at the time. Alienware also has the Alpha, which is essentially the same hardware, but with Windows and an Xbox controller instead of the SteamOS and Valve's controller at the same price range. So if you really like this form factor and want something that can serve as an entirely separate PC, the Alpha may be an interesting option as well. As for my closing remarks, the Alienware Steam Machine feels like it fits in nicely with someone who is looking to enter the PC arena of gaming because they don't have one, or they have a Mac that they use as their daily computer. Or if you're looking to add an additional unit to your arsenal so more people in your home can play games comfortably on a couch with a big TV, which is a rather nice treat for some games instead of sitting at your desk. Regardless, as a piece of kit, the machine is compact, very quiet, and affordable for someone who's looking to take their first steps into PC gaming. If you want to know more about the Alienware Steam Machine, we'll leave you a link down below in the description. If you have any comments directed towards me and my time with the product, make sure you leave me a comment down below. I've been Andrew from Curse, and always remember to enjoy the game.